We love spending this time with you. Thank you for listening. If you would like to take your listening experience to the next level, did you know there's a way to do that, Jabo?
I do.
Yep, you know how you do it. You go to thetjshow.com, you sign up for the TJ Show newsletter, and you get cool things dropped right into your inbox, like the TJ Show's 10 shares. We pick 10 different things, everyone on the team does it, that we think you're going to love. It's not just about our show. This is about like stuff, music we're listening to, whatever it may be.
Like life stuff.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more in there. Sign up at thetjshow.com. This is the TJ Show. We were all out to lunch the other day. So sad, actually. Just this big red couch that someone seemingly tipped off their truck or threw out. And it's right there in the woods.
Mm-hmm. And it's a bright red couch. You can't miss it. You really can't.
Yeah, and like the pillows and everything were all over the road. And it's like, who did that? I'd love to know the story behind that.
Right.
We probably just should have set it up and sat on it had lunch out there in the woods. But anyway, Kenny hit the streets and talked to some people about littering and beyond.
Do you litter?
No.
Have you ever littered?
No. Well, maybe when I was little. I don't know. But in fact, the other day, saw some litter on the turf field, just threw it away in the trash can because, I don't like it.
Huh. So you didn't even see the person littering?
No, I just saw the trash. I threw it away. There was trash cans there. I threw it away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
I don't like litter.
What's the most offensive example of littering that you've ever seen?
It's a good question.
Oh boy. I don't know. Someone had this magazine, and it wasn't like a magazine for, let's say, little kids.
Okay.
Someone threw it out of their car, completely littered, right in the woods. I didn't like it, so I picked it up and,
And you threw it away?
I took the magazine home, actually.
You took it. Well, at least it was in your hands and
It's
not
in
the
my
hands
hands.
of a little kid.
I don't know if I have it now. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, and listen, when I was a little
Well,
kid,
he recycled. That's good.
I was trying to serve my community and find litter like that
Yeah.
to, quote, dispose of properly.
Sure, yeah.
And there was one time where I did my community service. And,
yeah.
And I feel really good about that.
Salute you.
Now I feel horrible about it because I know
Yeah,
that was
well.
wrong.
But still, some little kid could have came and picked that thing up. So you stepped in and you did your part.
I stepped in. I did my civic duty.
The other day, we saw it was a pretty secluded area on the side of the road. Somebody dumped a big red couch.
You just dumped it.
Just dumped it on the side of the road.
Man, I could use a couch. I'm actually moving here in August.
It's probably still there. I'll tell you where it is.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pick it up.
Yeah, and you did tell him where it was. And what's interesting about this is that we checked and the couch is officially gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back the next day to grab lunch by myself where we saw the couch originally at, and it was gone.
Yeah.
So that guy moved quick.
Oh, good for him. This guy really does serve the community.
It's a new couch. Kind of like in the country in a wooded area,
Yeah.
but along the side of the road, somebody just dumped a giant red couch.
Oh.
We were thinking, somebody's got to deal with this now?
Yeah. I suppose that would count as litter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole piece of furniture.
This is great that you're bringing this conversation out to the streets because, isn't this what we do in real life? Something wild happens, and my mom does this all the time. Call all your friends and let them know. We're just going to go out and tell everyone, did you see the couch?
You'll never believe what I just saw.
Yeah.
Then again, if it was made out of wood and it was returned to the woods, would that be litter?
That's a good point.
I mean, you could sell it. You could do so much with a tacky couch now. I don't know why you got to toss it out.
Yeah, it's a great question. Of all the couches, why toss it?
Right.
Do you litter?
I do not litter.
How do you feel about litterers?
It really bothers me. Even when my friends do it, I will go back and pick up their garbage because it's just so unnecessary.
Yeah, it's still happening all the time. I just saw someone throw something out of their window the other day.
No, I'm not picking up my friend's garbage, but I'm going to let them know they need to go pick it up themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the most offensive example of littering that you've ever seen?
Like something near a trash can.
Oh, yeah, when you just throw it near the trash can?
Oh, well, my husband Archie's very famous for that. He puts his dirty clothes right next to the laundry basket.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so
Same concept.
same concept.
I'm a fan of horses. You like horses?
I do.
I live near a horse and I watch it sometimes.
They're beautiful.
Just so big. It's like, you don't want to mess with that thing.
No.
But they're they're like majestic.
Yes.
And I love, also, my grandfather had horses when I was growing up, so I was always around these horses. I even picked up a baby horse one time.
Oh, that's so fun.
It was like a mini baby, which is a really small horse. And I couldn't believe it. It was like a little tiny dog. I thought it was the cutest thing. But then the mom got mad at me and went up on its hind legs, and I was like, oh, okay.
You don't want to mess with them.
Yep, sorry, shouldn't have picked up the horse.
Yep.
Thank goodness. Actually, that could have been much worse of an
end
ending.
of your life.
I rolled out of the way, and it fell like right next to me. And it was like an Indiana Jones scene. It was pretty wild.
Oh, man. That's
But
scary.
Anyway, I'm here. Everything was fine.
Yeah, you're good.
Didn't hurt me at all. The reason I bring it up is because the Kentucky Derby is on Saturday.
Okay.
And I found this list of the best horse names.
Yes, let's do it.
You've seen sometimes if you watch a horse race, some of the names are kind of silly.
They're fun.
This is a great list. From 2008, there was a horse named Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do. So every time the announcer, Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do is coming around the bend.
I would be impressed if the announcer actually sang the scale. That would have been awesome.
I know. Jabo, May the Horse Be With You was a name.
Oh,
Which is actually perfect.
Yeah, and go figure. Saturday's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Hoof-Hearted. Well, I guess we'll have to figure out that one. Passing Wind is another
on the daily.
one. And Forest Jump. That's a current horse that's running.
Yeah.
What a great name.
It won't be participating in the Kentucky Derby, but that horse is still active.
Another horse name, it's just R.
That's fun to announce. Arr, coming around the corner.
Yeah, I guess the people who have these horses just get a kick out of watching the announcers
That's fun.
throw in these names. Oh No, It's My Mother-in-Law is another horse name.
Can you imagine betting on these horses and you're like, yeah, I want to bet on R and oh no, it's my mother-in-law?
Horsey McHorseface from 2016. That's a great name. What Am I Chopped Liver from the 1970s.
Wow.
Where's the Beef? You're My Boy Blue.
You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah, there you go. Odor in the Court. Another horse name, Junk in the Trunk.
Hey.
And then this might be
I
a
understand
favorite.
that.
That's What She Said. But it's two different, that's I guess is the first name. The middle name is What She Said.
That's great.
All one word. The Kentucky Derby. You know, I didn't know this about the jockeys who actually ride the horses. Is it true they only make 10% of the winnings?
That's generally
Have you heard
how
that?
it works. Yep.
That seems a little unfair.
Well, it sounds low. Like you need the guy who knows how to steer the horse, don't you? Or does the horse just know what to do?
No, the jockey is a very important position. From what I understand, this year the purse is $5 million. Last year it was $3 million. So
Meaning the top prize, the winner.
top prize, and that goes to the horse's owner. The top prize last year was $3 million. The jockey of the winning horse made $300,000.
It's also wild. I didn't know how much money is spent on some of these horses. Some of the thoroughbred racehorses, they can cost anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000.
Wow.
So I guess in that case, you can understand.
Yeah, they got to get some money back.
And that's a big bet.
ROI for sure.
It's a huge gamble. Yeah, I guess the jockey, I'll just get on it.
Right,
That's
right.
fine. Additionally, it costs up to $60,000 a year for training, food, equipment, medical expenses. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that all sort of makes sense now.
We also have to pay the trainer. You know, there's staff involved too. So that purse has to be, divvied up, I guess, as fairly as possible.
Well, I'm excited to catch a glimpse of the Kentucky Derby this weekend. I saw something that I thought was quite impressive the other day.
Ooh, what was that, TJ?
Both camera guy Josh and Kenny must be in very good standing with our producer Heather, and here's why.
Okay.
We needed to get something out of Heather's computer, and Heather was out of the office at the time. Mm-hmm. And they gave her a call and said, hey, do you mind sharing your password? This is her personal computer. And without skipping a beat, you shared your password with Josh and Kenny.
I did.
So you don't have anything to hide.
Well, and also it was a bit of an emergency, so I figured they needed it. But also, I have no concern for my own personal data or anything like
That's
that.
nice.
So
You guys love each other. Isn't that wonderful?
Heather has no concern for her safety, period.
I'm just walking through life, la 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 la.
Is that what this
Everything's
is?
good. Nothing bad happened.
Okay, maybe I've misassessed this. Yes, camera guy Josh.
I just want to add one little thing to the situation. Heather gave Kenny the password, and Kenny just freely gave me Heather's password.
Oh, is that how
I don't know.
He DM'd it to every one of our followers on TikTok and Instagram.
Whoa.
Yeah, he just gave it to everybody.
Wow. Well, I was impressed by it, and that's weird, Kenny. Not cool at all. What is happening in your world today, Jabo?
Let me know if I should be offended. My cat Apollo usually sleeps with me. Lately, when I leave the house to go to work or run errands, I'll close both of the bedroom doors in my apartment because I no longer want him to be in the bedroom if I'm not there. But when I come home, the doors are wide open. He can just roam wherever and however he wants. But lately, he stopped sleeping with me. Like, he no longer comes to the room to sleep on the bed with me. I have to call him from the little bed that he likes to lay on in the living room. And I don't know if he just is over me after 17 years of ownership and friendship and love and devotion and dedication and financially supporting him and feeding him, or if he's just being petty.
He's playing games with your heart. You ever hear that
Well,
song?
he needs to quit playing games with my heart.
Yeah.
The Backstreet Boys song?
Yes, that's the one I'm
Quit
thinking of.
playing games with my
Yeah, that
heart.
one.
Yeah, that
Oh, yeah.
one.
Yeah, cats do that. That's what we've been learning. They have these attitudes, and they want what they want, and they want to hurt your feelings
Yeah.
if for some reason you've done them wrong.
And then last night I went to bed and I was like, Apollo. I called him for at least a minute and a half straight. Finally, I was like, Apollo. 2 minutes later, he walks in. Meow.
Ah, there he goes.
I was
He's
like,
back.
oh. But he came in for like 2 seconds and then walked right back out. I'm like, what is the attitude, sir?
The kitty is back in town.
Oh, no.
Well done, J-Bo.
I'm trying still.
Heather,
Explain me.
what's happening in your world today?
Jaybo, if you need a cuddle buddy, you can just call me. I love to
Oh,
cuddle,
yes.
so,
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Because Heather doesn't care about anything.
Nothing. No, not at all.
Except cuddling.
I'm a
I love
safe person,
cuddling.
though.
She'll pretend to be your cat.
If you start licking yourself, I'm going to be concerned.
What's happening with you, Heather?
Gross. So I'm not really I don't really get ahead on trends. Like, I started wearing fedoras like way after like Jason Mraz made it cool. You know what I mean? But I think I'm going to be ahead of one this summer. I was in the grocery store Aldi. You know that grocery store?
Yes.
Aldi, yeah.
Apparently they sell apparel now, so they sell sneakers.
Did you buy Aldi sneakers?
I did because I think these are going to be the hottest shoe for the summer.
No, you did not. You know, I
So
saw
I
it was
bought-
I saw it
Aren't
on your
they
feed
cool?
the other day.
Look at these things. They're white. They have all the colors of the Aldi sign.
Wait, a grocery store has sneakers?
Yeah. And they're
Whoa.
only $13.99.
J-Bo is an avid shoe collector for $14. What do you think of that shoe?
I don't know, man. They kind of look like knockoff Air Force Ones.
Huh.
Which is what I thought you were wearing, but I was like, no, the sole is not thick enough like an Air Force One. If you like it, I kind of sort of love it. I don't know.
You watch it catch on.
It's going to be the shoe of the summer, I'm telling you.
Good for you. I didn't know that they had shoes. Look at producer Heather styling.
Yeah.
This is the TJ Show. J-Bo, I can't stop thinking about producer Heather's shoes. I can't believe this.
Do you want a pair, TJ?
Well, no, I think there's something to this that is actually really special. And let me explain why. So first thing, when I walk into the office today, I did notice your fresh pair of shoes.
Yeah, they're white,
Heather.
right? Yeah,
and I thought, wow, I guess J-Bo's really rubbing off on producer Heather because you're a shoe collector and they look fresh, they look good.
I thought the same thing. I was like, man, I'm really rubbing off on this girl.
Yeah, and you liked them as a first glance.
I thought they were cool. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah. It's like
pretty
all
cool.
white base, and then the gum. It's not a gum bottom, but the sole of the shoe is red, and there's like red, yellow, blue, and different colors on the shoe.
Yeah, it's a pretty shoe, but I just found out for the first time a few moments ago on the radio that she bought them at a grocery store. There's a grocery store chain that you may have heard of called Aldi.
Yep.
I'm stunned to find out that these shoes, and I guess they announced this back in March, and I hadn't heard of it, but they are only $13.99.
Yeah. That's like big reason I bought them, actually.
I'm like, hold on. I know everyone's having fun with like a branded shoe. First of all, where can you find a shoe for $13.99 today? And you know the prices of some of these shoes
Yeah,
out there.
super expensive.
I mean, you could spend easily $100
Yep.
for a low-level shoe.
Yep.
$13.99 and it looks fresh. What? $12.99, Kenny? Yeah.
Even better than $13.99.
Even better.
I got ripped off. I'm pretty sure I paid $13.99.
Well, you work that out with the local store. Bring it to the
Right.
customer service desk, although it's kind of a silly complaint at this point. It's a very affordable shoe. But like, let's think about this seriously. How many people can't afford shoes with the prices that are out there in most places? And if there are grocery store chains or there are businesses that are willing to, I don't know if they like took a loss on those shoes, because that's a pretty low amount of money to produce a shoe.
Well, producer Heather mentioned that it was the last pair.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're taking the loss. I think people are buying them, and she got lucky getting the last one.
Yeah, like I'm wondering, like maybe they're not making a lot of money on it, is what I'm saying.
got you.
But what
Yeah.
a service for the community to say, hey, all right, listen, we're a very successful business. We're selling food constantly. We're making bank. Let's throw shoes into the mix. Like I think of the grocery store near where I grew up. If they had a cool shoe, what the heck? Why not? Why
You
not
would rock
it? Why not? I mean, for $12.99, that feels like beyond a promotional thing or them winning with the internet or whatever they're trying to do, I think it is actually serving the community.
If you shop at Aldi, then you know that Aldi has this aisle that has the most random things. And when you go in there, you can get anything your mind has ever imagined. And I love that aisle. And the fact that they had sneakers in that aisle, I missed it. I missed the opportunity to get a pair, I guess, you know?
Yeah. And sure enough, like the world does, people have bought them up, and we're now seeing them on the internet for double the price, which still $30 is a pretty decent price for a pair of shoes.
From what I'm reading about this was a part of a larger spring collection that includes apparel for men, women, and pets. They have sweatshirts for $6 and everything from windbreakers to joggers for less than $15.
There's something about this that feels right.
I mean, it's a summertime ready shoe. It really is.
Yeah, is it comfortable? Does it feel good?
I mean, I've been wearing them for a couple of days, and I'm not, no complaints over here.
Yeah, so I want to say great job to Aldi, to this chain. I think that there's something bigger here than even just, oh, it's cool and it's a fun idea.
Right.
I think it actually could help people because people need a break, especially from grocery prices.
Definitely. And Aldi, they're known for having really affordable grocery prices.
Yeah.
So to be able to have sneakers and jackets and things like that and sweatshirts.
For $6?
That's not bad. Yeah.
Pretty good.
J-Bo, I'll leave it up to you if you want me to take this call or not.
Of course, yes.
Can you just give us a quick update on what you told us about Apollo a few moments ago?
So Apollo, I've had him for 17 years
That's
since he
your
was a
kitty
kitten. Yep.
That's your cat.
And recently I noticed that he stopped sleeping in the room with me, and usually every night he would go in there and cuddle up with me, and I thought it's because I started closing the bedroom doors and I would leave the house. So I thought he was protesting.
He was being catty.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, Lance, in Melbourne, Florida, what do you think is going on here?
I think the cat not sleeping in her bed after 17 years is kind of giving her a chance to wean off, because the cat knows maybe it may be the final day, so it weans itself off of the owner and kind of separates them to prepare them for that loss, by the way.
You know, Lance, I thought about that too. So you calling and saying that's slight confirmation to me.
And I'm sorry to say that, and I have a cat. We've gone through that procedure. We have dogs, and they do the same thing. And what the best thing to do, and I told my wife the first time, I can't do it again. We got a kitten almost immediately when that started to happen, to take that grief off when the loss of your baby is gone. So I recommend getting a kitten.
A kitten? Oh, Lance, I don't know if I'm ready for that emotionally, to go through that process again.
You'll want to. I know that it was hard for me to accept, but when we lost the cat, the kitten was there to take that away, because then you love that kitten, and it helped on the grief, and it helped on the pain, and it really did. I kind of thought it was ludicrous at first and said I'm not ready for it. And 2 days later, we went and got another kitten, and it really helped.
Well,
Lance,
I appreciate that, Lance. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for listening to the show.
You're welcome. Really enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance.
That's
Have a
awesome
great
news.
day.
Yep, you too.
Take care.
I think his nickname was Uplifting Lance in high school.
No, I'm thankful for Lance because he's just calling a sister, helping her out through the process. So I appreciate him.
You also worked in a vet office for a lot of years.
Yes, I did.
And you've probably heard, and actually, I completely forgot that cats are like so interesting in that way. They'll sometimes like disappear, and like they have a whole process when they know that might be happening, which is so interesting.
Yeah, like if you have a cat or a dog that is okay with being outdoors and roaming the property, you'll start to see them less towards the end of their life.
I wonder, like, what's going through? Like, are they just
I think
wired that way?
Yeah,
Do
I
they
think it's
know?
to save us, like Lance had mentioned. It's kind of to save us of that, like, hey, let me start helping you go through this process so that when I do pass, you're not shocked.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, that's a shocker to me. I was not thinking that at all. I just thought the cat was having a bad attitude. Now I feel bad.
That could be the case, or maybe Apollo is just having a bad attitude. So we'll see in a few months.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. He's had a bad attitude before, right?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
There he is. I mean, that's
my
the
boy.
attitude right there.
Yeah, but it's crazy because he still comes around every night to get me ready for bed.
Yeah,
So,
good.
you know.
Good. Yes, Kenny.
Well, my childhood cat, when it passed, it hid. And we had to find it. Like, we didn't know where it was, and there
You know,
it
I'm
was.
trying to make everyone feel better. Like,
Well, thankfully, my apartment is open space, so he's not hiding
yeah,
anywhere.
like we were in a good place where J-Bo said that maybe it's not that, and now you just confirm that maybe it is again. Hey, yes, producer Heather.
Thank you, Kenny.
Please, something good news, if you don't mind.
Oh, I just want to talk about when my dog died.
No, don't do that. No, I'm sure Apollo is fine. I'm hoping. We're going to say hi to Thai in Melbourne, Florida. Hey, Thai.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing today? You're so energetic, and you sound so full of life. You must be doing something right in this life. Don't keep it all to yourself. What are you doing?
I'm heading to work and enjoying listening to you guys. I love you guys.
Oh, that's
Your mom is awesome, TJ. Archie has a sexy voice. I love you guys.
All right, watch out now.
I love that you guys are doing a great job.
Oh,
and
thank
enjoy
you.
Frankie for a ball.
Oh,
Luna,
yeah, that's
and
right.
the gal.
We got a new puppy, and her name is Frankie Furball, and she is slowly making friends with my senior dog named Luna. She's a little grumpy, as some senior dogs can be, but everyone is doing well. Hey, Thai, let me ask you, you said you are excited because you're going to work. What kind of work do you do that you love it as much as you do?
I'm a social worker.
Ooh, hey, isn't that interesting? My mom is a social worker.
Really? That's no wonder why I love her.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Every time you turn around, there's something else wrong.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're a social worker, right, Thai?
See it all.
Yes, that's
You see it all.
Thai, we're so happy to hear from you. You call us anytime, and you are a friend of the show now, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate, guys. Heather is awesome. I love Heather's picture on the on the show.
Oh.
And you guys are lovely.
Oh,
Thank you. So are you.
That is awesome.
Thank you. You guys have a great day. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I was going to see how long we could each be thanking each other,
I know.
but I figured right there.
This is a day of
that,
thanking.
That was a good cutoff. Heather, did you know you had a fan? Can we all give a big
Miss
round
Popular,
of applause
hello.
for Heather,
Hey!
who almost doesn't talk to anyone? And now, look, you've got people who are fans of you.
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad,
For having
and
you.
you, TJ. Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that. I love it. Kenny, did she mention you?
I think the phone cut out just as she was about to mention me.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah.
it was
it was
bad
after,
service.
after the end of the call
Yeah.
that we were
I
sure
mean-
it ended 5 times.
Even my husband Archie got a comment. You know, that sexy voice. You know what I'm saying?
Kenny, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame the cell phone company on that one.
She was going to get to it eventually.
Yeah, it was just bad connection.
I'm a fan of Kenny. You, Jim?
I am too.
Yeah, you have your fans here.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You're loved, Kenny. You're loved.
Oh my goodness. By the way, you know, the phones, it's awesome. We love hearing from you at 302-303-1151. But today is also a special day because it's Thursday and we have a newsletter that comes out every week. And you may be wondering, why in the world would I ever want another newsletter? I ask myself that all the time. But this one, it's different. It's special. First of all, it's called the TJ Show Significant Newsletter.
That's right.
We threw that in there to make for sure that you knew it was significant.
Not a waste of your time at all.
But what we want to do is just deliver you in one easy email everything that's happening on this show and more. So if you missed something that happened on the show, if you love the show like Thai does, you can find everything you may have missed right there because we put a lot of this in a podcast every day. It's called the TJ Show Podcast. You can search for that in any major podcasting platforms. And then on top of that, each one of us shares something that we're loving in our personal life or maybe something that came up. We'll include a link like this week. Kenny, do you remember one thing that you included?
Yeah, I have a new fun way to mess with your friends. This whole account that's dedicated.
Perfect. Say no more. It's wonderful. I want to be surprised when I read it in the newsletter.
Save it for the newsletter, yeah.
Yep. So go sign up for that at thetjshow.com. You'll get a prompt and you just type your email in there. We'd love to connect with you in that way. This is the TJ Show. This is the TJ Show, and Kenny, he reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
Game 6 of the NBA playoffs featuring the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers is back in Philly tonight. And ahead of the game, Michael Rubin, the CEO of Fanatics, which makes and sells merchandise and apparel for all the professional sports leagues in the U.S., he used to own a stake in the 76ers. He joined with the current team's ownership to purchase 2,000 tickets for the game, saying, "We absolutely cannot let Knicks fans take over our arena again."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of New Yorkers came down to Philly.
Yeah,
it got very loud for New York.
Well, when you watch the game on TV, all you see are Knicks fans in the stands at a 76ers stadium.
Well,
or arena.
A lot of people in New York who care.
Yeah, and it's only a 2-hour drive from Philadelphia to New York City. And so far in the 2 games that Philadelphia hosted, there was a large contingent of Knicks fans in attendance, especially in Game 4, which the Knicks won. Rubin posted on X and said that he's giving the tickets to first responders, healthcare professionals, and other local Philadelphia-based organizations.
I love that.
That's so cool.
That's great.
And he said, once we know they're legit Sixers fans and not imposters, let's go Sixers, we can do this.
They're going to do a Sixers trivia. That's how they're going to figure that out, huh?
I guess so. After Game 4, that loss in Philadelphia, Joel Embiid did express disappointment at the situation, saying he's never seen a road team's fans take over their arena like that in his 10 years as a 76ers. He was very clear not to call out his Sixers fans, but he did say that he was disappointed at the situation.
Well, the Knicks haven't been to the playoffs probably in the 10 years.
Yeah, they're excited.
Yeah.
They got to get as many views as they can. And I bet most New Yorkers would think that story is really cool.
I love it as a Knicks fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Imagine you're a first responder or a volunteer or whatever, and you're working so hard for your community, and then you just get this surprise on your front door. Hey, come have a night at the game.
Great.
It's just so beautiful. I love it.
The series is currently in favor of the Knicks 3-2. If the Game 7 is necessary, that will go back to Madison Square Garden.
Kenny, what else do you have?
We're learning about this scary situation that unfolded on a school bus in Wisconsin. And the 8th grader who saved the day, his name is A.C. Holland, and he was on his trip home from school when he noticed something wasn't right. He recalled the bus veering off course and noticed the bus driver wasn't moving. He then said she missed his stop and noticed her head droop. So immediately, A.C. popped up, ran to the bus driver, grabbed the steering wheel, removed her foot from the gas, and slammed his foot on the brakes to stop the bus.
It's amazing to me that multiple kids, because we've heard different versions of this story over the last few years.
Different kids, different incidents,
Yeah, that they actually know what to do. When I was that age, I had no idea what to do behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, this kid's father is a mechanic, so he has a knowledge of automobiles, and you're referring to a story that happened back in May of 2023 when a 7th grader did almost the same exact thing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank goodness that some parents are taking their kid behind the wheel and showing them what to do before they're supposed to. My dad did that in a big mall parking lot. I was petrified.
Bet your mom loved that.
Oh, she didn't know about it. Of course. But it's important, though.
Also, what to do in that situation. AC called 911. He instructed the kids on the bus, the younger ones, to call their parents to let them know what was happening. He stayed on the phone with dispatch until the bus driver regained consciousness. And the school principal is hailing him, saying that his efforts were courageous and he showed remarkable leadership.
Kenny, what else do you have?
The FBI released a report earlier this week with phone scam statistics from this past year, and overwhelmingly, this is affecting the baby boomer generation.
Tell me about it.
Well, the report says that boomers were scammed out of more than $3.4 billion in 2023 from criminals who call with fake offers of tech support or customer service and asking them essentially to wire money to fake accounts.
That makes me so upset.
Yeah, and it's also surprising. That's a huge number.
Yeah.
And my mom is responsible for some of that, I can tell you. She's clicked on the Amazon email a number of times.
Thankfully, your mom's situation at least ended a little bit better than others, because in many of these cases, victims were left completely broke, according to officials.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Yeah, I know. It is so sad. We've heard these stories where people think their kids are in danger, or maybe they prey on the fact that maybe they're single or it's a widow, and they're trying to show them that, you can find love and, just send this money to this country.
Or sometimes they get involved in these quote unquote online relationships, and they're sending their boyfriend or girlfriend money, and that's not really a legit person.
Yeah, totally. And I'm trying to call my mom, actually, because I want to let her know that she's not alone, because I've always made her feel like she is alone. Let me see if she picks up, J-Bo. I'll leave her a message.
She wants to be left alone.
Hi, I'm sorry, I can't take your call right now.
Okay.
If you'll leave your name and phone number, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Mom sounds so nice on the phone. Hey, Mom, it's TJ. Say hi, J-Bo.
Hey, Mom. TJ's mom.
Just wanted to let you know, I know I've made you feel bad about falling for scams, like you were all alone and no one else does this. How many people, Kenny?
Well, it's $3.4 billion were scammed out of the baby boomer generation for 2023.
So I was wrong. You're not alone. A lot of other people are clicking the emails. Now, don't click any other emails, okay? All right. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye. You want to say love you?
Love you.
No, I just wanted to make her feel good. Lift her up a little bit. You
Yeah,
gotta
for
do that.
sure. Well, thankfully she didn't get scammed, you know?
Yeah.
Completely, all the way through.
Just the passwords given. And
Right.
also the one time the guy from the other country logged into her computer because she thought her printer was broken. But that's it.
Yeah.
Pretty good record
And
now.
she's doing better.
Yeah.
Since you've talked to her, right?
Totally. She
Yeah.
barely uses the computer.
That's right. That's the way to do it.
Hey, Kenny, what else do you have?
There's no shortage of viral videos of unruly passengers on airplanes, but after hearing what happened to one of them, maybe this story will act as a deterrent. This unruly passenger was just ordered to pay $20,638 to United Airlines for his outbursts on a flight from London to Newark, New Jersey back in March.
Here's what I don't understand. You pay a crazy amount of money to buy a plane ticket because my husband Archie is in the U.S. military. We live apart, so he's flying all the time. I know how much these tickets cost.
Yeah.
Why are you getting on the plane to act crazy to then be kicked off and possibly have to pay a fine?
Well, I can sort of understand because I almost did the same thing when they brought out the little snack menu and I found out they were charging $6 for a bag of popcorn.
So don't buy it.
I almost yelled, but I was like, nah, I really want the popcorn.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, scan it.
And you don't want to get kicked off.
Yeah, no. So I controlled myself, but it was close.
Good.
Yeah, this particular case started with this passenger getting into an argument with his girlfriend, but that quickly escalated and he became unruly, started making threats to airline staff and
bad
even
idea.
threatened the plane. So, yes, $21,000 he'll have to pay. The FAA is cracking down and has a zero tolerance policy against unruly passengers.
As they should. Yep, as they should.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Fortune magazine is reporting that scientists have developed a way to grow synthetic diamonds in just 150 minutes and how that could be bad news for natural jewels.
Great news for everyone, though. I think we've been seeing this story unfold, and I have to be careful with what I say because I don't want to wind up thrown in a van with a bag over my head.
Yeah.
But I think we've realized that maybe the amount of money we've been spending on engagement rings and diamonds is a little high. And for something that's not worth a lot of money.
I've read that diamonds are actually cheap. Like
Worthless.
They're a cheap gem.
Yeah, J-Bo said that too. So you're gonna if you're gonna get to me with a bag over my head and you're gonna have to get to J-Bo too.
Well, that's why I say plus size because you can't kidnap plus size people. I mean, that's what I've heard. That's what I believe. You know.
Well, J-Bo,
Don't come for me for real though.
I'm just gonna be lingering around you a lot lately.
No, you
Listen,
Slim Jim. That's easy target.
No. I get so frustrated when people are taken advantage of because we work so hard for our money. Do we need
Right.
to spend $20,000 on a diamond? Do we even need to spend $4,000?
No, not at all.
2. No.
No.
1.
Maybe yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Just a little bling.
Ring pops.
Oh, I do like ring pops.
Those are synthetically created, aren't they?
Cherry is nice.
Sure.
Is that what you're getting to?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, back to the news. Sorry, Kenny.
The ring pop people have decided they're getting into. No, go ahead.
Lab-grown diamonds aren't a new thing, but the lab-grown diamonds that we've seen on the market so far take several months to make, which of course is much less than it takes for natural diamonds to occur, which is over the course of billions of years. But these ones can be created in less time than it would take to watch the movie Oppenheimer, interestingly enough.
Oppenheimer being a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. Now, they are saying this is motivated by younger people who are essentially concerned with being more sustainable and also being more fiscally responsible.
I love it.
And we're seeing that the proportion of lab-grown diamond sales in the first quarter of 2024 was significantly higher for engagement rings. 43% of the engagement rings in 2023 were lab-grown diamonds.
So does that mean that the lab-grown diamonds that are being sold, are they going to be more affordable?
Yeah, at least that's the point right
We'll
now.
see.
We'll see how the supply and demand
Mm-hmm.
works. That could affect the prices.
That's how this stuff starts, J-Bo.
Right.
But let's ride the wave while we can, right?
Definitely.
Kenny, what else do you have?
StubHub announced that its sales for WNBA games as of Wednesday were up 93% compared with last season.
That's a win for the WNBA.
Yeah. Really good news. We keep getting good news after good news,
Yes.
big headline after big headline about the WNBA.
Yeah, and I think Caitlin Clark definitely deserves some of the credit, as well as some of the other highly anticipated rookies who will be entering the league this year. The highest overall ticket demand was for the Las Vegas Aces. They had 3 of the top-selling games on StubHub.
But they're two-time champs,
They're
too.
two-time champs, defending champs, and they were the ones that we announced recently, the first ever WNBA team to sell out of season tickets.
Excellent. Great news.
I can see the WNBA being on the same path, hopefully, as the NBA. The NBA, when it first started off, it was really slow. Nobody really cared for it, and look where it's at now.
Yeah.
And it feels like the WNBA is making that same pathway. So
Yeah, it almost reminds me of the soccer conversation in America, where it's like become more and more and more popular
Right.
with time. Enough people become fans, and good, we want that. Kenny, what else do you have?
Last week, a group of almost 300 musicians, many of them very well known, signed an open letter urging Congress to reform the, quote, broken ticketing system for concerts. And yesterday, a bipartisan collection of senators introduced what they're calling the Fans First Act.
Ooh, I like the sound of this already.
yeah, I was going to say that.
I think I'm getting a feeling for where this is going.
This act will help address the flaws in the current live event ticketing system by increasing transparency in ticket sales and protecting consumers from fake or dramatically overpriced tickets.
You get these investors or buyers to buy up the majority of these seats, and then you got to pay what? Double or always more than face value at the very
Always.
least. And the fan gets all messed up because of that. It's not fair.
My favorite is the convenience fee.
Ugh.
It's like, no, it's not. This is not convenient for me. This is convenient for you.
And that's a whole other layer.
The legislation also would ban practices like including provisions for guaranteed refunds in the event of an event's cancellation. Some of the artists who signed this letter include Billie Eilish, Dave Matthews, Cyndi Lauper, Lorde, Sia, Train, Fall Out Boy, Green Day, and hundreds more.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Earlier this week, the trailer for the new Disney film Mufasa, The Lion King, dropped. This movie is a prequel to the Lion King story that will show Simba's dad Mufasa's origin
again.
story. Simba's dad Mufasa?
Mufasa. Ooh.
What is that? Something you're supposed to do?
That's from the movie The Lion King.
Oh, I don't
When
remember that.
the hyenas, one of the hyenas says Mufasa, and he's like, say it again. He's like, Mufasa. And he goes, ugh.
Oh man, it's been a long time. I gotta
Yeah.
watch that movie again. It was
It's a
one of my
minute for you.
favorite movies, but I don't fully remember why.
It's such a great
No,
movie.
I'm kidding. I love Lion King.
The music, the storytelling
beautiful.
was
It's awesome.
fantastic. Of course, the original film in 1994. So this will show Mufasa's origin story and how he got to become the king of the jungle. And the movie will be another live action or photorealistic animation version like the 2019 remake of the 1994 original Lion King. And the movie will be directed by Barry Jenkins, who made a name for himself directing the 2016 film Moonlight, which won 3 Oscars. Now, since the trailer dropped, there has been mixed response, and a lot of the criticism has to do with Disney's apparent trend of reimagining its previous animated hits. So one ex-user posted a reply to Jenkins' post where he shared the trailer saying, "Barry, you're too good and talented for this Iger's soulless machine," referring to Disney CEO Bob Iger.
Wait, so what is the controversy? Isn't this a movie that didn't exist, and they're now taking current writers and saying, "Hey, here's how we got to
It's like
Lion
an
King"?
origin story from Mufasa.
Yeah, they've been doing this forever with like Star Wars. It's annoying. Like we know it's annoying.
Yeah.
So don't watch them. Just watch the one that we all love.
Yeah, well, then Jenkins didn't take kindly to that comment and responded directly to it, saying there's nothing soulless about The Lion King. For decades, children have sat in theaters all over the world experiencing collective grief for the first time, engaging Shakespeare for the first time, across aisles in a myriad of languages. A most potent vessel for communal empathy. And by the way, Lion King is inspired by Shakespeare's Hamlet, in case you didn't know
Oh yeah,
that.
look at that. So we can enjoy what we like and not watch what we don't like.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess, though, he just got involved in this never-ending comment war.
Yeah, that's shocking.
And it ended with one
And a waste
user
of time.
saying, "Hey, Barry, I think you're great. There's not much good that can come from a filmmaker addressing social media criticism," to which Jenkins replied, "Yeah, there's a quota, and I just hit it," adding a laughing emoji. And then he stopped commenting.
Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.
J-Bo, my heart broke for you when you sent me that picture.
My heart broke for me too.
You don't expect this kind of a thing to happen until it happens to you, and you go, "You
Yeah.
gotta be kidding me."
But I want to say first, if you feel like you're looking at your life like, yo, what else can go wrong? I feel you on that.
Oh, you
I
know
really
who
do.
you know who feels that way? My mom. You may remember she famously said this.
Every time you turn around, there's something else wrong.
Yeah, man. I have a long list, but I just kind of trying to keep my head up and keep hope moving forward. And so when the picture TJ's referring to is when I got home the other day, I grabbed my things out of the car, and I always tend to like walk around my car. I don't know why. I just have a habit of looking at it, making sure everything's good. And I noticed that someone spray painted in black spray paint on my vehicle. Like they vandalized my car.
Your car got spray painted.
Yeah, it sure did.
Jabo,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
With everything that you've gone through over the last few weeks, you know, you shared that you've been grieving, you have a loss in your family, and then you come out, you see your car, and it's got spray paint on it. And I saw it because, of course, I'm curious. After you sent me the picture, I wanted to see it for myself.
Right.
And so I took a little peek. I hope that was okay.
Yeah, you made a little joke too.
Well,
you were like, "Oh, they have the B and the O. They missed the J." I was like, "Ha ha, you're funny."
Well, I was trying to figure out what they wrote. Like, it looks like they wrote a B and an O.
Right, it
so
does.
was that their way of saying you're smelly?
I don't know. I mean, they don't even know it's my car. So I don't feel like I'm being targeted. I don't think they're, I mean, I know I'm not smelly, but I think they're just probably some random kid who got bored overnight hanging out in the streets, hanging out with his friends or whatever, or her friends, and then just marked up my car.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then, well, I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's Bo. They could just put the J Bo on it. I mean,
trying to be cute.
Is it such a bad idea to have a spray painted car if you do it intentionally?
No, if it's intentional, but I don't want a spray painted car.
But you're a trendsetter, so maybe this is an opportunity.
Nah.
Like only if you're a NASCAR driver does that kind of thing work
know what
to
I'm
have
saying?
your car marked up like that.
But then we were debating because we all saw it, and camera guy Josh thought it was a body part.
Yeah, and I stand by that. I still think it is.
Yeah,
but that's
I didn't even see that.
That's a bad artist if that's what it is. I
It was really bad. It was a miss for sure.
I think it was more quantity over quality. I think they were doing a bunch of cars, right, J-Bo?
That's true. They did go into the other parking garages and they vandalized other cars.
So they
as
were in
well.
a hurry. That's why
Yeah.
it didn't look so good.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely quantity over quality. So eventually you got to take care of the situation, right?
Sure.
The first day I was annoyed. I was like, really? Every time you turn around, there's something going on, something wrong. And so I called my insurance company and I'm on the phone with this guy for like 25 minutes. He's asking me all these random questions that have nothing to do with my situation. He finally gets to the part where I get a rental because the car has to be fixed. It has to be painted over and all that good stuff. And I said, okay, cool. So I'm going to get a Corvette. And I'm just trying to make the best out of the situation, you know? And he's like, well, actually, you're going to get a multi-passenger vehicle. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to get a G-Wagon.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you're not familiar with the G-Wagon, it's like Mercedes Jeep.
$100,000.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
somewhere around there.
luxurious. I would love to drive one of those things. And when I said, okay, cool, I'm going to get a G-Wagon, there was silence, not even a chuckle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because some people are for real with that, I bet.
Yeah. And I said, bro, I'm just trying to make the situation better. It's already horrible. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, probably not. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, no one
Tough
knows.
crowd.
People are forgetting how to laugh, and people actually probably would request something like that, so he
Probably.
doesn't know if you're being serious.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that happened. That is just,
man.
it's the last thing you need. Now you're making phone calls. I wish like you could use some nail polish remover and just take it off that way.
You know, what's so funny is that my car's pretty dirty. You know, once the season starts to switch up, your car gets all that pollen on it. And first I'm like, man, that's a lot of dirt. So I started like scrubbing away. That's before I realized it was spray paint. And then finally I'm like, no, that's black spray paint.
Well, glad you'll get a whole new fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, me too.
J-Bo, I'm sorry to do this to you. I have an annoying question for you.
Okay, what's up, TJ?
In what state is the shower curtain closed? Explain what that looks like.
To me, what that looks like, a closed shower curtain, is when you can see the pattern on the shower curtain. So it's displayed out.
Right.
Yeah, or spread out, I should say.
It's wrong, but yeah, okay.
That's closed, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So Heather thinks the exact opposite.
Correct.
And explain your position.
Well, the shower curtain is open when you can see the pattern because it's open and you can see the pattern. When it's closed when you close it.
So
And you could see the shower.
producer Heather doesn't talk to her husband much. They often just stare at each other.
Yeah, and she said this herself.
Oh yeah, no, it's true.
But when they
We're
do,
both very pretty.
when they do get into discussions, it seems to be about subjects like this one.
Right.
And so
Okay.
apparently you guys got into a little tiff about this.
A little bit.
And Heather, as the great journalist that she is, she pulls out her phone and she starts interviewing her husband, Louis, right there at the shower.
Quick, come to the bathroom, hurry. What? Would you say that shower curtain's open or closed?
It's shut.
No,
Closed.
it's open.
How's that open?
Because the shower curtain is open and you can see the pattern on the shower curtain.
But now you're opening the shower.
But when you say
I mean, technically, you didn't ask if the shower's open.
Yes,
So
correct.
I don't know. Maybe I was on your side at first, Jabo.
No, yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Heather.
This is an interesting case.
I want to open the shower curtain, you open it because you want to see the pattern on it. So now it's open. It's inviting. Look at me. Now it's closed. But the shower is open. But the shower curtain.
Yeah, we didn't ask if the shower was open. We asked if the curtain was open.
My mind hurts.
I know.
It's closed. Open. Closed.
I'd be so annoyed if I was married to Heather.
You see how quiet he is? He's
Yeah.
just like, what?
What is she up to?
Okay.
Cool. I'm glad we talked about this.
Are you though? I don't think
Yeah.
we accomplished anything.
Well, I'm just saying I think this is how, we should leave the shower curtain open at all times so people can see the.
So then what's the point?
I love you. Mwah. Bye. Can you say bye? What's the thing we do?
Bye.
No, bye.
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 You gotta elongate the E.
I'm not doing that.
Ugh. You're no fun.
What are you talking about?
He's so annoyed with you. He's like, all you want to do was to prove that you were right and I was wrong. Like, he didn't say anything in that conversation.
And nothing was agreed upon. It was just
No.
a moment of intentional annoyance. And do you feel good about yourself, Heather?
Always.
Oh, I really want this to end, but now camera guy Josh is stepping up to the microphone. Yes, Josh, do you have a theory on this?
Yeah, well, more than a theory, this is how it is. So, if you think of it like a sliding glass door, which is basically what a curtain is, you can just more easily slide it. When you slide the door closed, that's like sliding a curtain closed, right? That's why we refer to it as that. And I thought of this because when I'm in the shower and it's cracked open a little bit, you get cold, so you close the curtain, right?
Okay, I'm back on Josh's side.
Yep, thank you.
All right, this has been unproductive, but at least it's getting us all to think a little bit, right?
I'm just going to stop using shower curtains. That's how I'm going to solve the problem in my
Hey,
house.
I like that idea.
Wet floors
You
everywhere.
make a stance.
That's right.
This is the TJ Show.